Very good afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us on KTN's Weekend at 1. We begin with not so very good news from our roads. 4 people died on the spot while 5 others sustained minor injuries in a tragic accident that involved 4 vehicles at Molo Bridge, Salga area along Nakuru-Eldoret Highway. The accident involved a bus that was headed to Nairobi from Kakamega, a trailer from Jinja in Uganda, and 2 trucks. The Salga-based commander Alex Mumo said the truck that was transporting potatoes from Eldoret to Nairobi collided with another that was coming from Nairobi. The collision happened at Sachangwan, and the drivers of the 2 trucks and their turnboys died on the spot while the passengers were rushed to Molo Sub-County Hospital. The commandant has asked road users along that particular route to be careful.
Mitsubishi ambayo ilikuwa inabeba viazi ikakosa breki kutoka kwa Chechengwane, alafu ikateremuka ikirukaruka ile bumps ile ziliwekwa juzi, mwishowe ikakuja ikakutana na another Mitsubishi ambayo ilikuwa inabeba mafuta hii ya kunjifaka ikielekea pande ya Kisumu, ikakongana head on.
The Senate last night refused to impeach Machakos Deputy Governor Bernard Kiala, giving the embattled deputy to Dr. Alfred Mutua a lifeline in a near midnight vote. KTN Samugina has the details.
The Senate was split along party lines in the impeachment motion of Machakos Deputy Governor Bernard Kiala. Unlike in the past, where the Senate spoke unanimously in approving or rejecting impeachment motions, the Kiala motion divided the Senate right from the 11-member committee probing the deputy governor's conduct. Those who rubber-stamped the axing of Kiala argued the deputy governor fanned ethnic hatred among locals and non-Machakos County natives.
Arbitrary utterances by the deputy governor were dangerous and divisive, and it was not in the interest of Machakos County that the deputy governor continues to hold office.
7 committee members indicted Kiala for gross violation of the National Cohesion and Integration Act and abuse of office, while a minority report rubbished the impeachment motion as a mere political contest in Machakos County between the governor and the deputy governor being transmitted to the Senate to settle their scores. CORD senators claim the Kiala impeachment is a political scheme plotted by the governor, executed by the county executives, and rubber-stamped by the Machakos County Assembly.
Upon taking my mandate as a member of the special committee, pointed to a coordinated and premeditated scheme by the county government and county assembly of Machakos County to witch hunt and punish through impeachment the deputy governor.
If you can't manage your cabinet, you don't bring to the Senate. We are very serious people. We didn't come to this Senate to joke around. And we swore to defend the interests of those governments. It is not to defend the interests of the governor. And the government of Machakos County is not the governor. It is his government, including his deputy, including his appointed officers.
Took a running mate. You took him or her for good, for worse. You will sit and work together for 5 years. And we see a situation, Mr. Speaker, where a governor who doesn't like his deputy can easily resort to underhand maneuvers to engineer an impeachment so that he can get somebody he can work with.
Out of the 24 charges leveled against the Machakos deputy governor, the Senate only confirmed 3 charges.
The committee found that there was a direct link between the deputy governor and the utterances complained of.
Are we dealing more with a political problem because the county executive is not properly managed? Or are we really dealing with an individual whose mind has been made the devil's workshop because he is idle?
Give a dog a bad name and hang it. I don't think this Senate is ready to give this dog a bad name and hang it. This Senate, Mr. Speaker, must listen to this dog and give it its day. before the altar of justice.
Kiala's attempt to stop the Senate's vote on his impeachment failed when the Supreme Court rejected to bar the Senate from moving forward with the impeachment motion.
Senate, after according the Deputy Governor of Machakos County an opportunity to be heard, resolves to impeach the Deputy Governor of Machakos County on the following grounds, namely, A, gross violation of the National Cohesion and Integration Act, and B, abuse of office.
After a dramatic night of debate that lasted up to midnight, the Senate voted to save the Deputy Governor. 17 senators rejected the impeachment of Bernard Kiala, while 6 voted to impeach him for abuse of office, as only 5 voted to impeach him on the second charge on the violation of the National Integration and Cohesion Act. 3 senators abstained from the vote.
None of these are sustained the impeachment charges. So the motion is therefore lost.
Kiala survives to remain Machakos Deputy Governor. Samogina, KTN.
Many thanks for staying with us. Let's now bring you some breaking news that we're getting in our studio. Dr. Njoroge Mungai is dead. Mungai is a former cabinet minister and once held a foreign affairs docket. For those of you who know the history of the country, you will recall that his is a name that needs to be remembered. Let me bring in my colleague, Jeff Koinange. Jeff, what do we know?
Well, Linda, we just heard that about 9 o'clock this morning, Dr. Njoroge Mungai succumbed after being in hospital ICU for a few weeks. I spoke to his daughter, Nyakeo. Family is obviously grieving. He had been ill for a while. But more importantly, Dr. Njoroge Mungai will be remembered as a man who spearheaded a lot of initiatives in the early years post-independence. He was foreign minister, like you mentioned, for many years, very instrumental in bringing United Nations to Kenya. He was also defense minister during the infamous shifter wars of the 70s. He was one of those early Kenyans who studied overseas in South Africa, Fort Hare University, before going on to Stanford University to study medicine, coming back home and being part of the post-independence rebuilding of this country. He was 88 years old, and I recall the last interview I had with him on JKL was last December. And this man, I tell you, even at that age, he was a walking, talking encyclopedia of knowledge and history. He's a great man, Linda, and I really enjoyed being in his presence and chatting with him. He was a really good guy.
Jeff Koinange, thank you so much. Of course, our condolences go to his family. And as you have mentioned, Jeff, you hosted him at JKL. That was last December. Let's take a look at that clip and just remember who this man is.
A special Kenya at 50. Throughout this holiday season, we'll be bringing you a series of special interviews focusing on those who were there at Independence. And in case you're wondering where we're recording from, we are at the Windsor Golf Hotel and Country Club. Thus, the beautiful fairways and pictures and scenery right around us. On the bench today, I tell you, I've said this before and I'll say it again, this man is a walking, talking encyclopedia of history. He turns 88 in January. We happen to share the same birthday. But he's part of a unique class. They call themselves the Class of 45, because several of them from Alliance Boys, Alliance High School, when they graduated and finished their studies, came back. 6 of them, make that 6, were part of the first administration of President Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. That says something, no doubt. Yes, he did go to Alliance and then on to Fort Hare, and then one of the first Kenyan students to go to Stanford Medical School. Came back, and throughout, he served as defense minister under the first Kenyatta, and was also his personal physician. You can imagine the kinds of stories he has to tell, and with Kenya turning 50, it's only fair we ask Dr. Njoroge Mungai Magana. Daktari, great to see you.
Thank you.
You don't look 87 turning 88. You don't look it.
Thank you.
Life has been good, huh?
Yeah, January 7, I turned 88.
You and me, well, I turned 48.
Oh. Congratulations.
And you. And you. Let's go back. This Alliance class of 45. You guys, what was it unique? What was so unique about you all?
Well, first of all, what was unique, it was Alliance High School. In itself, it was unique. Not necessarily the class, but it also happened that they went to school at the right time, and they happened to be there at the right time to serve this nation when their services were required. And they didn't all serve under Jomo Kenyatta. They spread out because some of them served under Moi, President Moi. And those people, if I started from the coast, one was Mr. Robert Matano, and then coming on inwards, you have Mr. Bernard Mati. He became a minister. He was also Speaker of the National Assembly. Then Mr. Kiala Mwendwa. Then Dr. Kiano, Dr. Gikonyo Kiano, Dr. Munywa Wayaki, and Dr. Magana Njoroge Mungai.
6 of you.
6 of them became.
Dr. Njoroge Mungai, the late Dr. Njoroge Mungai there, being hosted on JKL by Jeff Koinange. Jeff describes him as a walking, talking encyclopedia. He is a former cabinet minister and once held the Foreign Affairs docket. He is dead, died at 88 years. That news started trickling in at about 9 p.m. this morning. Our condolences go to his family. Now, Bondeni settlement in Athi River is reeling from the discovery that a man has allegedly been defiling his 7-year-old daughter. The mother of the Class 1 girl is said to have sent the girl to her father for money to buy paraffin. The parents had separated after domestic quarrel and live in different informal settlements within Athi River. When the girl arrived at her father's single-room rental house, he allegedly defiled her and then gave her 20 shillings, urging her to keep the matter a secret. The girl later opened up to her mother, who rushed her to the police station and then to hospital.
Mtoto vile alikuja alinyamaza, hakunielezea, lakini alinipea 20 bob, akaniambia nimwekee, nimbaie raba ya shule. Mimi nikamwekea, sikujua. Nikawa ninakujanga kutoka kazi saa 2, lakini namuoshanga, hata nikimuosha aje niambiangi ati anasikia uchungu. Sasa jana usiku nilitoka kazi, dadake akaniambia kuna kidonda huku kwake.
Alipoelezwa namna hiyo, aliona msichana alikuwa amenajiwa. Kwa hivyo alikuja akapiga ripoti kwa polisi, na polisi wakajua hatua ya kwa msichana amekimbizwa hospitali akatibiwa, na mshukiwa sasa tumeweza kunaza ako korokoroni yetu, tunafikisha kotini Jumatatu tarehe 18.
Thank you for staying with Weekend at 1. Let's look at sports. The 2014 Commonwealth silver medalist Caroline Kilel and Daniel Kiprotich are the winners of this year's Kisii Half Marathon held yesterday in Kisii town. Kilel, who used the competition as part of a training session, was unchallenged in the race in the 1 hour 2:43 minutes. The Kisii Half Marathon is part of Safaricom's athletics series, and it attracted more than 400 competitors. The men's winner Kiprotich was followed in second place by Daniel Koskei from Uasin Gishu, who chested the tape in a time of 1 hour 2.44 minutes, while Isaac Lagat finished in third place. Damaris Aremba finished behind Kilel in a time of 1 hour 13.16 minutes, while Nancy Kimayo came in third. And that's how we wrap up KTN's Weekend at 1. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Have a good afternoon. I'm Linda Ogutu.